You cannot control another person's actions. You can only control yours.
Mm-hmm.
So in real estate agents are people. They're all different types of people in the world, right? So you're not going to be you're not going to be treated the same by everyone. There may be some certain biases that they have personally, whether that be against women, against people of a certain ethnicity or color that they were raised with. You can't do anything about that.
Correct.
You can't do anything about that. But what you can do is dot all your I's and cross all your T's and be professional in every manner that you can.
That's it.
Following up, make sure everything is documented, just making sure that you're doing everything on your side, and don't take them personally.
There's my people. Hey, gang, this is Mike Headley. We are back. Another great episode on the Headley Group Real Estate Show. For the second, third, fourth time. We have in the house one of our own, makeup extraordinaire, if that's a word. Been doing it for about 20 years now. Took them same skills and transitioned that and getting her real estate license. Now she's helping buyers and sellers. Let's give a warm welcome to Miss Teah Woods-Chinn. How you doing, Teah? That's right. That's right. That's right.
I'm
That's
in the
right.
studio.
We in the studio. We in the house. We got to keep it real on our show.
What's up?
That's the best way to be, right? So Teah actually, if those who've been following the show for an extended period of time, Teah was kind of like my off and on co-host when I was doing the radio show, and she went to real estate school, so we started the films here and within the studio. Transition fast forward earlier, after she came over with the company, we tried this again far as doing a interview, and we did a whole session.
The
whole
thing.
We had a technical difficulty, so we couldn't hear that.
No sound.
But the good thing about it is our new intro, Teah is a part of that. See the intro?
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all peep the intro because I have a cameo.
So let's dive into it. Teah Woods-Chinn, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh man, listen, Teah, let me tell you something, man. Getting you back on the show after that technical difficulty, and I know you are extremely busy, family, business, and you took time out. Thank you.
You're welcome. Just
Teah,
because I like you.
Okay, we appreciate that. Teah, how long you been in the business now?
Real estate business?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sorry. The real estate business.
Real estate business. It will be. I'm coming up on a year next month.
Wow, ain't that time fly?
Time flies. Yep.
1 year.
1 year.
1 year you having your license. Now, a lot of people getting into right now who's in real estate school. It could be in Nebraska or here where we at in the state of Carolina. What would you tell them? They in the class. Representative comes and says, "Hey, join our company. This is what we have to offer." What is your spin on the presentation and the whole thing about just joining the company without really interviewing them?
Without interviewing them?
Well, I mean, you're sitting on an interview with them, but they're just giving you a spill.
Okay. So I get okay. So what I would say is anytime that you're coming into the real estate world, you want to find something that is going to coincide with what you want as a realtor. And you want to think about the reasons that you're getting into real estate, whether it be to be more independent, to have more time for yourself. And you also have to think about where you are in your life right now? Do you have another career? Are you a full-time entrepreneur? Things like that. All of those things have to go into when you're looking to find a real estate home. And you need to find something that works for you and works for your personality. Where some companies have, very a lot of like guidelines, and you have to do X, Y, and Z, and you have to be in the office so many hours and, things like that. If you're more of a structured person, that may work for you. But I would go to the office and just get a layout of some of the people that work there. Okay. I know I jumped around, but I'm coming back to the other. And so for people who like, all these, structures, that may work for them. But you as a new realtor need to take charge of that. Don't let them interview you. You interview them, right? Me personally, I needed somewhere that I could be me and had a more of a laid back type of vibe. And for me, since I was already a entrepreneur, the Headley Group, it just works for me. It's a very laid back environment. I can be me. It was really kind of a no brainer. I had, of course, when you get out, everybody wants to get you, right?
Correct.
But this is
everybody.
You need to find a place that feels like, okay, I'm good. I'm home. Because you're going to be around your coworkers, fellow realtors, and you want to find somewhere also that you feel like you can grow individually and learn. So when you're looking for a real estate home, you want to find somewhere that works for you as an individual. It may not be somewhere that your cousin who just graduated last year real estate school and it may not be the same thing. You want to find something as somewhere that works for you and what you're looking for as far as your future as well.
Well, great long answer.
Sorry.
No, that's good. That's really good because again, you had a lot of good nuggets in there. You mentioned being an entrepreneur already. What do you see just your short time in real estate within a year? How important it was to transfer them same skill sets, being an entrepreneur and transition that being a real estate professional?
Well, I think that it was easier for me because I am already used to doing everything myself.
Gotcha.
And what a lot of people don't realize is that when you first go into real estate, it's your business. You're running the business, but you have, outside help, but it's your responsibility. It's not the responsibility of the brokers or the brokerage you're with to get you things. You have to go get it. And so for new realtors, maybe those who are coming from W-2 jobs, who are used to having goals set for them or having their time mapped out for them, it may be a little bit of an adjustment to make that work for you. It's even an adjustment for me.
Correct.
I have so much going on. I have to literally carve out time to say, okay, from this time to this time, I am following up with leads from last week. From this time to this time, I am going through emails from this time, and then working in town with my kids and things like that. And, and I'm in a relationship, so spending time with that. So it's all a juggling act. And so that's one thing, new realtors, you have to be cognizant of too. You want to be able to manage your time, and not think that, okay, I'm jumping into real estate and everything's going to happen. It's not,
Gotcha.
Not straight off, but, being self-sufficient is something that you really, really, really need. So
if I had to add to that, accountability, yeah. And being, having discipline, like you said, to yourself,
self-discipline,
because again, I guess by me being on this side, as far as the administrative side, that part the brokerage can't do for you. Right? We can conduct and hold all kinds of trainings, but you have to say, hey, listen, okay, I'm going to do this for me and my business. Right. You agree?
Oh, 100%. Whether it is you're putting in your time, your effort, whatever it may be, creating content, all of that, all of those things play a key role, and it's up to you to do it because no one else is going to do it for you unless you're paying them, you know. But a lot of the things are going to be left up to you. So
I like that. I like the way that. Well, let me back. You finished it off, and you said unless you're paying them. Initially, when you're starting any business, because again, you're starting the business, you got to be everything to everybody. I mean, you have to be everywhere, so to speak, to get your business off the ground. Now, you can go in debt now, start contracting all these different jobs out. But end of the day is you keep to keep money in house without it being overspent. You got to do a lot of these things or develop this skill set.
Right, because when you first start out in real estate, you're already starting out in the negative.
That's right.
And so and I say that for people who are listening who don't really get that. When you start out in real estate, you've already paid for your classes. You've already paid for your MLS. There's tons of fees that you're paying before you sell one house, period. There's no way to get around it. If you want to be a realtor, there's fees you have to pay. And so being that you are already starting out with, you paid all this money, you want to be very self-sufficient and do things yourself at first if you can, as much as you can, you know. Just don't start out thinking, oh, I'm day one going to come into this company and I'm going to sell, 10 houses. But I say that to say, now, if it happens, you the GOAT. But I'm saying, but it's not, I don't like to say normal, but it's not like the average thing that happens. So your first year in real estate, anyone who's thinking about it, just count your costs. Count your costs and be willing to see the long run.
That's right. That's right.
The long run.
And just to add to what you said towards the end, it can happen, man. You can come in and be a rock star, right? But I do think, and again, I'll say it, usually it don't start off that way, right? Unless you probably had people just ready to go. You approve, you got your license, okay, this is what I need. What do you think one of the biggest misconceptions from HGTV that is out here in the real world that people that knew bees getting into the business should know? One of the big misconceptions.
Like I said, I think if you're watching HGTV and those type of shows, those realtors have been in the game for a minute, right? It is all about building. And so when you're coming into real estate, you are beginning with one brick. And so you have to build those things. You got to build clientele, and you have to build leads, and you have to build these things. It's nothing is just like that. It's not instantaneous. It's a gradual build, and the things that you are doing along the way. Like I said last time, you're planting seeds. So when you're planting seeds, you're not always going to see the fruits of your labor. You might see them in a week, you might see them in a month, you might see them next year. I still have clients that I'm working with to this day that I've been working with since last year. It happens. Contract a couple of times. They stopped looking. They came back. Looking again. So it happens. It happens. So don't get discouraged, but just keep going and know that your end focus, your why of why you got into real estate, let that be your motivating factor.
Are you looking for a real estate brokerage to help you buy or sell your property? The Headley Group Realty is here to assist you with that process. We also hire brokers to join us and give them the best training and mentorship, leading to a great office atmosphere and an attractive commission structure. Our goal is to show homeownership at the highest professional level and empower the real estate business. If you're interested in buying or selling your property, visit www.theheadleygroup.com or call us at 336-904-6212. We look forward to partnering with you.
Do you believe systems get people to where they need to be? Systems.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, they do.
So with that being said, if you mind probably unveiling maybe one or two systems that you use that helps you in your real estate business.
Well, I use a couple of things. I journal a lot. I am old school. I actually write things down on a calendar.
Okay.
That helps me visually. And then, of course, we have something in office, property based. I really like that. I'm putting my clients into that there to kind of get me have a running tab of all of my clients. Anyone getting into real estate, you want to get a good system that works for you. There's so many systems out there to use, but you want to get something that works for you. To me, writing things down, keeping a good calendar, having a system of time management, whether that be something on your phone, Google Calendar, anything that is going to keep you on track with your clients, what you've done, things that you need to follow up with. Getting that in place as soon as possible is a really good thing. And even before you have clients, just getting into that, the way of thinking.
Gotcha.
Getting into that pattern of thinking is going to be good for you. So.
Well, and just to add more to that, wonderful things that you said, I think you do that early on while hopefully you come out the gate selling 10 houses. But in case you don't do that, if things are just a little slow for you, while the business is not there, you're actually preparing your foundation.
Right.
You agree. So learning them systems as much as you can.
Yes. And even in your downtime.
Okay.
And keeping yourself motivated no matter what.
Yes.
Yeah.
How important is the company's support in your business, particularly starting off?
It's very important. I feel like that you need to be able to be with a company that you feel you can ask questions, because there are going to be tons of questions that you have. I'm 1 year in the real estate and there's still tons of questions I already have. And because no two transactions are just alike, no two, I don't care. They can be similar, but nothing's going to be just alike. So it's until you get to that point where you saying, I've seen that before. Oh, I know what to do. There's always going to be some new things that you're learning. So, yeah.
I like, and the reason why I ask that is we get licensed, we get into the field, and we think we don't need and I haven't asked yet, but the training, the support. Yeah. We feel as though we don't need systems in place that we can just go. But I think you're going to setting yourself up for failure.
It is. Like I said, I can't reiterate. Get into those systems early. Get it into your head. That way, even if you are off for a little bit, you can jump back in and say, okay, I know this worked for me before, so this is what I need to do again to get back to where I was before. So, because
it's very easy to get busy very quickly.
Oh.
You pick up 2 buyers and you get a listing and somebody referred you from out of town, and it's like, now I'm all over the place.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So if your grounding's not there, then you're going to be struggling. So,
we got to walk through a terrible one, a deal with you, not necessarily a terrible one, but a deal you wanted to say, man, excuse the language, man, the hell with this, or close to it. So, go ahead and walk us through a deal that the audience can learn from. So, and also the solution to that or the results from it.
But I hadn't had one.
Oh, really? You haven't had one yet? Was there
No.
one? Okay,
there were some that were more difficult, but nope.
Oh, hold on. So you've had some closings.
I've had some closings, but nothing I just wanted to.
Maybe to not that extent,
No.
but okay.
I've had some difficult. I mean, I've had some difficulty.
Okay, share. Let's share difficult. We got to learn from the difficulty.
Okay.
Teach us.
Okay, I'm trying to think. So there was a situation with one where a client shared the inspection report. She didn't know she wasn't supposed. Well, she shared the inspection report with the lender, and it did cause some.
Big. We're gonna do a big no to that. She shared the inspection report with the lender.
Yeah.
And people out there, that is not needed because that's none of the lender's business. But I'm sorry I had to interject. But go ahead.
So that it really did give the deal a detour because we were like headed straight towards closing, and then that was shared, and then the lender was like, we need to have this done and this done and this done all before you know, and we had to work some things out, but we closed on time. We closed on time. My clients, I really love my clients. I really have a good appreciation for my clients. So even when they do stuff, it's like, you know what? Let's just try to get through it. Let's just try to get through it, y'all. Let's just try to get through it. So yeah, I think that was a little bit difficult because I was like, I don't know if it's going to close. Is this going to like push everything back? And then on the other side, they were getting antsy because they didn't even live here. So it was a little bit difficult, but it all turned out good in the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
You reached out one time and I'm going somewhere with this, people. You reached out and you said, this broke I got this transaction with. No, he's coming at me. I feel as though he's not as probably as professional. What do you say to a broker or the person on the other side of the aisle that a broker or an agent is doing a deal with and they're not as compliant, efficient, just doing things the right way? What's your thoughts on that?
To that, I will say you cannot control another person's actions. You can only control yours. So in real estate agents are people. They're all different types of people in the world, right? So you're not going to be you're not going to be treated the same by everyone. There may be some certain biases that they have personally. Whether that be against women, against people of a certain ethnicity or color that they were raised with. You can't do anything about that.
Correct.
You can't do anything about that. But what you can do is dot all your I's and cross all your T's and be professional in every manner that you can.
That's it.
Following up, make sure everything is documented. Just making sure that you're doing everything on your side, and don't take them personally. And it's hard because you want to pop off, but for real, because you're like, you know what?
Who are you talking to?
What? But then you get professional and say, per my last email.
No, exactly.
So yeah, just always remember it's them, it's not you. And just because someone treats you unprofessionally or in a manner that's not cognizant to what you are wanting or are used to or know how you should be treated, then it's them, it's not you. Just always maintain your professionalism. Always maintain your professionalism.
Always, because I'm sorry, definitely, because it'll always come back in terms of a positive way to you.
Right.
I've actually had a situation where the broker was just, either he had a bad day or a bad month. He was just not professional at all during his transaction. Now, I could have got low, but I maintained a high level of professionalism. And after the transaction closed, he came to me and he actually apologized because he knew his behavior was just not good.
Right.
So, and he was saying he had some personal stuff going on.
Yeah. And that's the thing. People are people.
People are people.
You know, people
right.
might be going through divorces and they got this deal,
right.
you know, their wife might live, you know, it's a lot of stuff going on, you know. So try not to let their energy transfer onto you. Do what you have to do as a realtor, and always hold yourself in the highest of regards and be professional.
And just to speak a little bit more on that, when you said per my email, you know, you document your stuff, because again, people get amnesia, and you want to make sure that you have things lined up just in case. You know, they might say, hey, you didn't say X. Does that go hand in hand on knowing your contracts and knowing your addendums?
Yes. Yeah, you have to read.
Bingo. That's where I was going with it. Read.
You have to read. And then you also have to read again. It's reading is fundamental.
That's right.
It is. We live in the age of we want everything instantaneous, and you know, we have things to scan, and you know, but you actually have to use your eyes and your brain and read.
I like that.
Yeah.
Let me transition into actually you in the field. You know, you're working with a buyer or you're working with a seller. I know you said you never had anybody kind of not as compliant, but I'm going to put something out there in the future, because I have an idea how I know you would handle it. But how would you handle a situation where you was working with a buyer and they just wanted to be unethical? So they wanted to do things their way. They wanted to, they don't want to comply, going under contract. They don't want to give up the earnest money, due diligence, and time. How does a broker, you can't control, like you said earlier, but how do they pivot from that? How do they work from that, dealing with a difficult client?
My motto is all clients aren't for everybody. That's me personally. I think all clients are for everybody, and all money isn't good money. If it's causing you pain, suffering, if you're doing something unethical that may cause you to lose your job, is it worth it? If it's causing you your peace and sanity, is it worth it? No, all clients aren't for everybody. And there's a reason that there are so many realtors, because everybody is different.
That's right.
So what may be okay for this realtor, they might take people talking to them a certain way, or you know, whatever. They need somebody right now, and if you can't get in them in 5 minutes, they're calling you again.
Correct.
Some people can take that. I cannot. So, you know your client and know what you can take personally, and be willing to say, you know what, it's this. I feel like that you need to find someone that it's more right for you. This may not, this relationship, this is not working for us. So, you know, it is okay. It's okay to walk away if it's causing you any type of mental strain, physical strain, keeping you up at night. It's not worth it to me. Now, if y'all like losing sleep, that's all good. But to me personally, I feel like you have to take a mental checklist on what you can handle, and have those parameters, stick to those parameters. And if it goes outside, then maybe that's a conversation that you need to have with your client.
That's right. You know, like you said, it's a preference thing.
It's a preference.
Preference thing. Wonderful World Real Estate, buying, selling, investing. You can go in so many different avenues. Do you got a preference you prefer, or are you just open?
I am open. I'm always down to learn new things. I do feel like that my area right now is, I really want to focus on regular first. When I say the regular folk, I mean a lot of realtors want to get into luxury, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Correct.
There's nothing wrong with that. However, I feel like sometimes luxury clients, a lot of times in life, if they can afford X, Y, and Z, they're already getting special treatment, right? So why not? My motto is to bring a luxury experience to an everyday client, right?
Okay.
So just because you're buying a $250,000 house and a $2.5 million, you should get the same exact treatment.
Exactly.
You should, I'm in several groups and things and several blogs, and there's like, well, what do you get a client that's closed this much, or what do you get? Why should that matter? Because it should go with the actual person.
That's
right. Mm-hmm. If you're working with someone who enjoys coffee, a coffee mug is good.
Great point.
Because a person is a person, no matter how much money they make. A person is a person. So don't reserve special things just because someone may have money or whatever.
Correct.
So I like to bring a luxury experience to my people like me. I can't afford a $2.5 million house right now. So, and even when I do get to that point, I feel like people should be treated. You should be good all across the board. So, first time home buyers, those who like working moms like me. I know one of my last clients, I worked with her schedule a lot because she had 5 kids and, we went and looked at houses in the evenings, at night. I really do try to meet my clients where they are and really give them that experience because all of my clients are special to me.
Nice.
So, yeah.
You mentioned something ending off, you're part of different groups. How important is the power of networking? It's
very important. It's one of the most key things that you need to do if you're going to be in the real estate market. I feel that if you're not going to network, then you just need to not come into this business. I don't even care if you, unless you just want to work with your family and just, do it to sell off something. It's you need to network. You need to know people and people that are in the industry, other realtors. There's so many things that you need to do as a realtor to get your name known, to be thought about, to just be in different groups to learn new things. Networking is so important. It's really, really important.
I'm going to ask you a question about just real life scenarios. You get a call you get a lead, and it's a gentleman, right? Oh, no, we could say a woman, we could say a man in this case. They like savings, a little darker. And he wants to see 123 Main Street, right? He said, can you meet me here? I'm pre-approved. Meet me here at 7 o'clock at night. How do you deal with that from a safety standpoint while you going out and showing his property?
Well, you have to know your client
but you don't know him.
Oh, you don't know him. Then why would you go alone? You have to be safe. You have to protect yourself. And we live in an industry. I mean, we live in a time where, stuff happens so quickly, and we are working in an industry where we're working with people. And like I said before, people are all different, and some of them do not always have the best intentions. So you really want to keep yourself safe first. So safety always comes up, especially when you are a female in this industry. You always want to keep yourself safe. So, have someone go with you, or if you turn on your location, do something like that. Maybe FaceTime someone while you're there. I just wouldn't go, or wouldn't go alone.
Go alone. Gotcha.
I would not go alone. I would not go alone, especially if I've never met them, because you can get some leads who are scammers. You can get some. All leads aren't quality leads, and then when you're in the industry, your face is out there a lot.
That's right.
In public a lot. So it's something to think about. You always want to be safe. You always do not blow caution to the wind, like ever. So.
I like that. You actually itemize what to do. Actually, it was we had a broker, but she showed the property late in the evening. Nothing happened. She was safe. But the first thing I told, I said, well, you kind of already there now. But when you get there, open the door and just go outside on the phone and just tell them to look around. And if they need something, then you'll be able to help them. But I would just stand outside.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, see if you can turn your location on or probably FaceTime.
FaceTime someone. Let someone know where you are. If you could get a picture of his license before you get there, something. You need something to protect yourself.
In this industry, and again, the elephant in the room, where people don't like to discuss it, but we're going to do it here on the Headley Group Real Estate Show.
Because that's what we do.
Discrimination.
Yeah.
Possibly a little bit of racism. Right? Not saying it occurred in your industry, in your field. I'm sure not. Since your year being in the business, is there any preferential treatment, or do you see anything that's okay?
It's there. You don't have to, because it's there.
Talk about it,
honey.
That's
it's
right.
there. It is there.
And let me say something. When you do talk about it, actually give some ideas on how to combat and deal with it.
Always stay professional.
That's right.
Always stay professional. Even and when I say it can be with clients, it can also be with other realtors.
That's right.
It can also be with other realtors, but always stay professional. Never get disrespected. Don't allow yourself to be disrespected.
That's right.
But always stay professional at the end of the day, because it's their problem. It's not your problem. It's not your problem. And that's how I deal with that.
You think because if we go low, that's what's expected. Right. So when we really prove, we're always going to remain professionals in any capacity.
Yeah. And then you get in your car and you call your best friend or whoever.
That's right. That's right. This situation
got
here
me messed up.
It's true.
But until then, you keep it professional, but you do not let them disrespect you.
I like that. We said some great things today.
Well, thank you.
And believe it or not, you'd be surprised. Time has flew by, because you have literally enlightened us with your spin on how your career is going, and you giving some good insight to guests.
Well, I thoroughly enjoy it. I always love talking. So, I enjoy myself.
So here's the thing here. We ask every guest for 2 golden nuggets. A book, scripture, or quote. Something that can be inspirational, they can learn from. You said a lot thus far. Go and hit them with it.
My golden nuggets. So I would say one of the books that has really helped me is the book Atomic Habits. It's one I read when I first started. Really great book. It really does focus on mindset. Really, I think I might need to go back and read it again, but it really does help you to have a good mindset when you are in this industry, in life, period.
Bingo.
Not even in this industry, just in life.
Correct.
Another golden nugget I would say is to stay positive. Stay positive. Life is gonna life, but try to focus on the good. Try to focus on the positive things in life, and I guarantee that whatever it is, you'll get through and come out on the other side every time. And that's it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something here. Is there a question you wish I would ask you that you would like to answer? Always get him thinking with that one.
A question I wish you had asked.
This is Jeopardy.
What do you feel maybe what are your goals in real estate? Like how do you see, where do you see yourself in the world of real estate now?
There it is.
And action.
Okay.
I'll wait.
So, where do you see yourself 2 to 5 years from now in real estate?
Good question. I'm glad you asked. I see myself working with individuals and helping them build their future.
Nice.
That's where I see myself, whether it be independently or still with the Headley Group. You're always going to be my back.
Correct. Exactly.
That's fine. That's where I see myself.
Nice.
Because I love people. I do. I as much as people get on my nerves, I love them. I do. And that's where I see myself still helping people reach their goals of home ownership. So.
And with that being said, we're going to wrap up. By the way, Teah was our Rookie of the Year.
Oh, and I was. What, me? That was me. Rookie of the Year for Headley Group Realty 2026. Yes, I was.
That's right. That's
I had
right.
a breakout year, y'all. But they say about that sophomore year, though, so I gotta hustle up. So,
with that being said, we're going to wrap things up. Thank you all for watching the Headley Group Real Estate Show. And like I said, continue to subscribe and let people know education is here. We'll see you all next time. Take care. Hey, gang, I hope you really enjoyed that show. Our guests provide us some great tips and insight, and please support them on all social media platforms. And while I'm saying that, support us on all social media platforms. And don't forget, watch the entire video on YouTube. We'll see you next time.